everybody, to another edition of the NERDWatch podcast. I, of course, am G Money. Here on another Tuesday evening, right here in the heart of Wailuku town on the beautiful island of Maui, in the fantastically looking state of Hawaii. I am here, and you notice I am alone, but it's only an illusion. It's a mirage, as they say, because I do have the rest of my nerd crew here with me, and I'm going to be bringing them in one at a time tonight. So let's get right to it, shall we? First off, this guy right here. He is the producer, seducer.
I never pretended to that.
He also has a brand new name tonight, thanks, courtesy of one of the other NERDWatch members. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Kai Kai, the fun guy. He's here tonight. You don't like that? I love that. Kai Kai, the fun guy. I'm feeling that.
Because we're going off of the fact that it's from the Crow and it's the guy who initiated the rape.
That was the guy in the Crow was the fun boy. He was the fun boy. Anyway, Kai Kai's in the house.
Whatever.
Also joining us this evening, this guy right here. He is our gaming guru. He is also the master of card tricks, and he does magic with birds. I think he puts it in a hat or his pants or something. Ladies and gentlemen, he's our man in black. Say what's up to Format. He's in the house.
Format.
Hello, everybody.
Did you put birds in your pants?
That's how you make them disappear.
Spell magic does not include putting birds down your pants.
Got it. Okay.
Okay, so he's a liar.
Anyway, just to let everybody know that are watching right now, if you guys want to comment in the chat, I can actually see the comments. I can post them up on screen. Questions, comments, whatever you guys want. Yep. I can throw them up on screen. We are currently...
It's a whole new era.
It's a whole new era here at the NERDWatch. We are broadcasting simultaneously at on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitch. Of course, NERDWatch Nation, or NERDWatch on Facebook, NERDWatch Nation on YouTube, and of course, my personal Twitch account, gmoney_808. That's gmoney_808. So if you have any questions or comments, we'll put them up on screen. It's really fun. So anyway.
Check. We're also streaming to your GeoCity site and Angel Fire.
And we also reactivated our Netscape
account.
There too. We also reactivated Netscape as well. Also,
and when the show is over, you can download it on LimeWire.
Yeah, that's right. He hasn't left yet, so I'm going to bring him in while we have the chance. This next guy, he is our Dark Knight. And as you can see, he's currently working because we can't see his face. He's got a cape, a cowl, and of course his utility belt. And he's I guess flying in between buildings, patrolling the streets for the good of the people of Maui. Ladies and gentlemen, and he actually has time to do a podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, please say hello to our punk rock superstar, our horror aficionado, and the man who saves the world. It's Cannon!
I think his pants are off.
Is that why it's dark? His pants are off? All right, fair enough. All right, sweet. Well, since he's working, I'm going to let him get situated, and then he can come back. Also joining us this evening.
Okay.
Also joining us this evening, boys and girls, it's this guy. Yes, the ladies love him. They scream for him every Tuesday night. He is the godfather of comic books. He is also the chairman of the comic book board. He is the sinister minister of Maui Comic-Con and the self-proclaimed comic master. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the freaky one. It's Dr. Leaky. Daddy Leaky's in the house.
What?
How's it going? Dr. Freaky Daddy Leaky's in the house. Anyway, really quick, I just want to reiterate now, ladies and gentlemen, that we are simultaneously broadcasting on 3 different platforms, both on Facebook at NERDWatch, on YouTube at NERDWatch Nation, and on my Twitch account at gmoney_808. If you have any questions or comments you want to put on the screen, you guys can. As a matter of fact, I can see them, and I can put your questions and comments right on screen and highlight you and highlight all your sexy selves right on the show. You can see all of our social medias at the very bottom of the screen as well.
All
But
of
right
ours,
now,
just the NERDWatch ones.
yes, the NERDWatch ones. Yeah. Got it. I got it. I got you.
I don't see any of my stuff up there.
No, you can do that. You can actually change it. Put it on your put it in your names, so you can put that on there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means. Every Tuesday night, Alika.
Tuesday night
has a list of comic books for every single Wednesday. It's
has a list.
He has a list of new comic books that you can get every single Wednesday at, of course, his comic book shop, Maui Comics and Collectibles. And every single Wednesday is New Comic Book Wednesday. And he is going to give you what you want, baby. And that is comic book goodness. So let's find out what's new this week in the world of the comic books.
Nobody likes this music.
Everybody loves this music. What are you talking about?
That's not true. Okay. So I'm not getting this shipment again this week. You know I'm leapfrogging weeks. I got the shipment last week, so I'll be getting a shipment next week. We just to save on shipping costs. But these comics will be here next week. Starting with Amazing Spider-Man number 53.
Nice.
Big Girls number 4. Todd's really liking that book right now.
How much bigger can they get?
Oh, humongous.
Oh, sweet. Nice.
Like this or like this? Like this.
Captain America number 25. These are interesting. I ordered some Doctor Who comics. They don't usually sell too well, but the 2 cover artists I ordered are huge sellers in and of themselves. So that I'm pretty sure that's why I ordered these comics. But there's 2 covers coming, one by Mirka Indolfo and the other by Peach Momoko, who are 2 super hot artists right now.
They don't sound like real people.
What?
They don't sound like real people.
They're totally real.
Lokomoko. I'm pretty sure he said Lokomoko at some point.
I swear he said Peach Momoko.
Peach Lokomoko.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what the?
And
Peach Momoko. So wait a minute. Can I ask you this?
Amazing artist.
Oh, nice. Okay. Is this the comic? The Doctor Who comic is what Doctor is it? Do you know?
Like I said, I don't even Doctor Who comics don't really tend to do well, even though Doctor Who's a popular character. I don't know which Doctor this comic series is about because it's not in the title. So
everybody say hello to Nadia Bernardi. She just said hello to everybody. Aloha.
Hi,
so
Nadia.
glad you could make it.
Where are you hiding Todd's body?
Yeah, where are you hiding? Yeah, exactly. What did you put him in a body bag? Could his hair and his beard fit in the body bag? Anyway,
she had to cut him off and bag him separately.
The excuse he gave us was he was eating, so I don't know.
I just ate on stream.
The family.
Fantastic Four number 26.
Fantastic.
G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero number 275. Immortal Hulk number 40. Super hot, great series by Alex Ross doing the art there.
I've always had a question about that, by the way. If
G.I.
Joe, G.I. Joe, if he's in A Real American Hero, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that mean G.I. Joe is one guy?
Right? Yeah, I mean, as a kid, you're kind of like, which one's Joe, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like, it wouldn't be Real American Heroes?
It's the Joker thing. We're all Joker inside.
Oh, that's fair. All right.
Oh, this is like the Joaquin Phoenix movie, and there's a whole city of them.
Oh, I got
right, exactly. We've all got a little bit of G.I. Joe in us.
Nice.
That's what it means. And each one of us is a real American hero.
The lovely Nadia Bernardi says that she hasn't seen a quote-unquote Todd Bernardi. So, that's awesome.
What a scrub.
I'm pretty sure we're still within the first 48 right now because
we are in the first 48. Let me call A&E quick.
This is the most important time.
Yeah.
First 48. Anyway, getting back to
somebody find Todd.
All right, what else on that list, baby?
Lumberjanes number 75. We love
Todd
Lumberjanes.
would love that. Todd loves Lumberjanes.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Lumberjanes.
Yeah. Too
Marvel's
bad Todd's not here to talk about any of this.
Yeah.
Marvel's voices, indigenous voices, number 1.
Oh,
that's a pretty.
What's it called?
Marvel Voices, indigenous voices. That's the one about the Native American characters.
Would you just call it Marvel Indigenous Voices instead of being redundant?
No, it the invoice literally says Marvel Voices, indigenous voices.
That's weird.
I'm thinking the thing is called Marvel Voices, but then each segment. Yeah.
Right.
So they'll do like I don't know, European voices next or something.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we start, I've got some breaking news.
You just kicked Alika?
Ladies and gentlemen, no, I did not kick Alika. Kalika's still
That's
here.
messed up, dude. You went and kicked Alika to bring in Todd? That's messed up.
Anyway.
In the middle of his list? Dude!
Comic book artist extraordinaire. He is the author of the Kukui Project, Disco Thunder, Groove Bone, and Mohawk Thunder. Ladies and gentlemen, say to the man, that beard is getting pretty long. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Todd Bernardi!
He touched me with that beard last week.
Did he?
It poked me in the
Where
eye.
did he touch you?
Where? Gross.
Well, I thought it was.
Point to the doll where he touched you.
I thought it was fine if I brushed up against you with my beard because you sort of brushed up against my nuts, and I was.
Whoa!
I thought we had a moment and that we weren't going to talk about it publicly,
man.
but I guess you want to
Wow.
just talk about all our dirty laundry on the internet. Huh, Luca?
Well, I think you just asked. I think that's what's called an escalation in the industry.
Now,
Play way too quickly for my taste.
before Alika finishes the list, Todd,
This happened on an escalator?
is there anything that you would like to add before? I mean, I know you've been listening. Is there anything you'd like to add that you heard on this list that you'd like to talk about?
Big girls.
Yeah, Big Girls Can't Camp. Yeah, I mean, like that. That's. I'm really looking forward to that when it comes in. I just finished issue 3, and you got a little bit of backstory about the main protagonist, the big girl, and she gets sort of sold by her dad, who's a farmer, and it's pretty it's enlightening.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right.
It's getting
Is
a
it
little
big?
bit. Well, it's getting better. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, they're really talking. I don't. It's. I like the way that they've. I like the way that things are unfolding. I'm interested to see where it's going, and
okay.
And
Cool.
the thing about it that's interesting to me is that it's not necessarily. A type of you could read it and you might not be able to tell that it's a man writing it. You know what I mean? Like I'd be
It's a dog?
Male or female. I mean, it could be written from a female perspective. So, but that's what. Yeah, Big Girls is great, and let's talk about. I don't know, All In, Big Idea Comics? Is that something that I feel like I'm starting to get a hint?
No, well, I got an email that we're going to be able to start ordering Bad Idea Comics in January, so we finally got a solid date.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Sweet.
Cool.
I've got a lot of subscribers already, and if anybody else wants to subscribe, there's a lot of time, but in January, that's when I got to make the first order, so you better hit me up before then.
What they say, get up on it.
Yep.
Got it.
So.
Well, what did you finish that list? Is your list done, or we got more?
No, what? I wasn't even on.
He wasn't even.
You're the one that
done.
stopped him to bring in Todd.
I know.
Yeah.
Todd came in. I had to get him in here.
All right.
All right.
So
Go ahead. Finish it up.
Once in Future, number 13, which has also been kind of a popular book. Sea of Sorrows on IDW. Not even sure what that book is.
Beep, boop, beep, boop.
I think this might be the last issue. If not, the last issue is coming up very soon. 7 to Eternity, number 14. It was on a long hiatus, and now it's coming back.
The artwork in that is amazing. I'm not surprised that it's taken forever to get the next couple of issues out.
Yeah, so they're ending the series too, so that's also coming up. Spider-Woman number 6. Something is Killing the Children number 12. Another incredibly hot book right now. People are loving that book.
Is that what issue is that?
12.
Number 12. So pretty far into it. Now, like if you wanted to start the series, you probably have to start with a trade or something. I can order those too. Just let me know if you're interested. But
who's the writer? Who's the writer on that?
I forget who's writing on Something's Killing the Children.
Is it a Boom Studios book?
I'm pretty sure it's a Boom book. Yeah.
Nice.
And I can't remember.
Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 7. Stillwater by Zdarsky and Perez number 3.
That's disappointing.
Symbiote Spider-Man King in Black number 1.
Nice.
Usagi Ojimbo number 14. Venom number 30. Widowmakers Red Guardian. Yelena Belova number 1. Who the hell is Yelena Belova?
Oh, that was Trump's first wife.
That's a fake name.
I thought it was a special luncheon meat.
We had Peach Mochaccino, and then now we have Leave Her Alona.
Okay, don't stop. Just please.
I just
X-Force number 14. And You Look Like Death, Tales of the Umbrella Academy number 3. And that is your comic book list.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was your comic book list. Woohoo! Courtesy of Alika at Maui Comics and Collectibles. You can check him out online at Instagram at Maui Comics, and of course on Facebook at Maui Comics and Collectibles. If you do need to add anything to your pool list, you are more than welcome to give him a holler, because he's got those comics coming in as soon as the barge gets them here. So lucky for you, you'll have reading material because Lockdown 2 is coming up. Lockdown 2 is coming up again.
Did you
the sequel.
Do you have a list
Lockdown 2 Electric Boogaloo
of DC Comics?
Yeah.
Actually, I gotta go check outside if the shipment is so irregular with Lunar because they use FedEx.
Yeah.
But I get my DC Comics every week. You know, it's not not with the Diamond shipment, so I don't put it off every other week. They send it FedEx, so I get it every week. But it doesn't come on the same day every week. Like that's why I didn't get why they made a big deal about beating Wednesday. You know, they were talking about getting people their comics on Tuesdays or Mondays or whatever because, you know, and then using FedEx, you can't guarantee regularity. You know, you're at FedEx's mercy. You know, at least Diamond has their own distribution network. That's the whole point, Diamond Distribution, you know? So stick to what you're good at, which Lunar is really good at, you know, getting the books to you not damaged. And speaking of which, though, I finally did last week get 2 damaged books in my shipment from Lunar. That's the first damaged book I ever got from them. Yeah.
You jinxed it.
Oh my gosh.
I did.
I think that the DC. I mean, there's not a lot of things coming out of DC right now. You know,
I think that's by design. And the big thing that's coming up in a couple months is going to be Future State, which is you know, all the new versions of the heroes. And actually, man, why did they fire DiDio? Because Future State actually looks good. It's like it's refreshing because it's none of the stale old crap. Like the entire
does it really
month,
though? I mean, seriously, does it
the
really?
entire month is like all the comics are going Elseworlds. It's awesome.
Right.
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like they have this. They have
Is it tied into what's going on with the Batman Who Laughs? That whole thing? With Perpetua and all that?
It has to do with dystopic future. I don't know if it's the same future that the Batman Who Laughs is from. Or, you know, he's an alternate reality or whatever. But
in the current arc that I've been reading, Batman Who Laughs got Manhattan's powers.
Yeah.
So now he's a reality warper.
Yeah. So that, and I had heard that Batman Who Laughs has something. Carl, the Overstreet price guide, they screwed me, by the way. So I'll get with you later on that. But we didn't get any of our Overstreet price guides this year. Everybody
Carl
knows
in the chat had a question, and as you all could see it there. So if you have any questions, comments, put them in the chat. We can put them on the video as well.
Yeah,
if you are listening, we'll tell you what the question was. The question was, Alika, did you get the Overstreet price guide? Did that come in?
And so
he just answered that.
No, I know. I just want to make sure the audio people as well. You know,
everybody knows that I'm an Overstreet price guide advisor. I order this book every year on time. Diamond didn't fulfill my initial order. I look and it's gone, and so I go to reorder, and they don't have any left because this cover is so popular. So I am trying my hardest to get the Spawn Spider-Man cover by McFarlane. They told me they have plenty of Exo-Man of War covers, and I'm like, nobody wants that cover. I can't sell that cover. But I might have to settle for it if anybody really needs a guide this year. But yeah, I'm trying to get the Spawn Spider-Man, but it doesn't look good for that. But back to
getting back to 5G. Getting back to 5G.
State, it's no longer called 5G. It's not going to be 5G because it's a shame. It's actually a shame because when a reboot has no teeth, it sucks. But when you're looking at Future State, they're doing a whole month of just this Future State stuff, which is, an aged up Superman, a different Batman, a different Wonder Woman. Well, also the original Diana Prince Wonder Woman, who's the immortal Wonder Woman. But we've also got a new Brazilian Wonder Woman who's like super hot. She's going to get a Netflix show. Can you believe that?
Wow.
I believe it.
Yeah.
And she's going to have a Brazilian one. She's going to be, wait, what?
Yeah, Brazilian.
She's going to be Brazilian. I thought she was going to have a Brazilian as Wonder Woman. I was like, I had heard that wrong. Anyway, here's the most important question for the 5G.
That's a Todd Bernardi joke, right there.
I know. And the most important and pressing question about these 5G comics: will there be a Snyder cut?
Yeah.
Scott Snyder.
Scott Snyder.
I would prefer a Scott Snyder cut, actually.
Big shout out to Kirsten Bozio, who says 5G hits too close to home. Which
she just got done burning one of them 5G towers. So Yara Flor is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, by the way. She just
Yara Flor. Okay.
So
great.
she's a big.
Why are they burning towers?
Because they're 5G, dog. Come on, man. You know that's why we're in lockdown, right? Because of all the 5G towers. They gotta put it up.
The 5G gave us coronavirus.
Yeah, the 5G gave us coronavirus.
Oh man!
Are you starting to believe Woody?
So they set them on fire so that they would know what gender the baby is.
Something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah,
that's how a gender.
I don't know how this works.
Yeah, that's about right.
Makes sense.
I looked it up, and James Tynion the Fourth is writing. There's something killing the children.
Tynion?
Oh, thank you for that callback.
James Tynion is also the genius behind the Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover, and also the writer behind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Universe, which was like the auxiliary Ninja Turtles side book that was going on through IDW that finished up. James Tynion's a great writer. He's also now the current Batman writer, obviously, but it's well earned. And he parlayed that from doing Ninja Turtles to Batman TMNT. Now to strictly Batman, so I would call that a huge come up, and more power to him.
Fantastic. Well, that's cool.
But actually, James Tynion also doing Something's Killing Children, which is a big deal book.
Yeah.
If there is if there is a trade for that, can you order one? Because I want one of those.
Yeah, I'll get a couple. I'm gonna end up picking up a couple.
You want to know what's killing the children?
Yeah, I really do.
Is it the 5G?
Is there something in the water?
5G, isn't it?
Or it's the 5G. Damn it! You guys ruined it.
I feel like you're going to think it's some kind of liberal conspiracy.
Listen, we all know that it's a liberal conspiracy. We know it. We already know this.
No, we're not.
Anyway, but Alika, that sounds. There's some really good comics coming in. When do you expect your shipment so people can come and grab them?
So next week, next Wednesday, I'll be getting them. Like I said, I leapfrog Wednesdays to save on shipping during the pandemic. I'm getting a lot less comics now, so if I skip weeks, then my shipping costs definitely come a lot lower.
Big shout out to Kirsten Bozio again, who says liberals are killing the children, which I completely agree with, Kirsten.
Wow.
So good on you.
She's just trying to get you to agree. Kirsten, just keep on saying things that he agrees with, and then nail them at the end with something like Joe Biden is your president.
I feel like it's a trap. It's a
big shout out to Bronzebeard. He likes 5G as well, so that's good on him. Bronzebeard on Twitch, thank you. Anyway,
LOL, lots of love, right?
Lots of love.
I thought that was the butter. Land O'Lakes.
Carl says not the windmills. So no, it's not the windmills. Carl, it's not the windmills. It's the 5G that's going to kill us all. That's why we're in this pandemic. Come on.
I always thought it was the windmills, like it was blowing the 5G.
Gotcha. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
no.
Right,
whatever.
I'm reading Kirsten's other comment. No, I don't want to put it. I do not want to put it up there.
Come on,
post.
And I'm putting it up there. Anyway, Todd, this is your time to shine. First off, it looks like you're freshly shaven.
Good job showing up in time to do your segment.
I don't like the name of my segment.
And also,
it looks like
your time.
Hey, wait,
your hair. What?
Before we talk to Todd.
Uh-oh.
I mean, nobody's in a rush to do that, right? Yeah, guys.
No. Nobody's in a rush to do that.
Oh man.
I just want to mention again that Frank Cho, legendary comic artist Frank Cho, is going to be making his Hawaii debut at Maui Comics and Collectibles on December 6th. It's a Sunday, and he's going to be in store from 3 to 5 p.m. And the event is free to the public. So anybody who's around wants to come and hang out, meet Frank Cho. It's a free event. It's a meet and greet. First 3 signatures are free. So if you want to bring something to get signed, go ahead. He's just there to meet the fans. We're going to do all social distancing, all masks, all sanitation protocols. So it's going to be a safe event. But we want to make sure everybody has a chance to meet Frank and have a good time. And hopefully, hopefully we can get back to this action when the 5G is done with all of us. And we've whittled down the global when we've whittled down the global population to 50,000 and we all meet at the Georgia Guidestones. That's where we're supposed to be, right?
Nice.
Ted Turner told us he had to go meet at the Georgia Guidestones.
Well, you get Ted Turner off your front door, man.
Wait,
now, really quick, when we know
I'll
that Frank
go if there's a free ticket involved.
Frank Cho is going to be on Maui, but when? When?
December 6th. I told you that. December 6th.
December 6th. From what time to what time?
3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And that's at our new location where he's going to be up there at Request Music, 10 North Market Street in Wailuku. So come hang out. Come check us out, man.
So even though we get to meet Frank Cho, we do know that you said he's not going to be doing any commissions. Is that correct?
No commissions. Just to keep the line going, we're going to, he's a great artist, but if he's doing drawings for everybody, it's going to take forever. So he's just going to be doing signatures and meet and greet stuff.
Well, if he's not going to be doing commissions, why the frick do I want to go up there then?
To meet the guy. Thank him for all
It's Frank Cho. It's the only time you're ever going to meet him.
That's right.
Before you die of COVID.
You know what? That's what Alika told me about Todd Bernardi. That was the only time I was going to meet him. Now it's been 4 years, so I don't know. So
you're welcome.
That's fair.
See, thank you.
You're stuck with him now.
That's fair, yes.
I'm stuck with him now.
He's like a vampire. You weren't supposed to invite him to the pod.
Yeah, I know. Frank Cho is going to be on Maui Comics and Collectibles, December 6th. Do not forget, 3 to 5 p.m. For more information, Maui Comics on Facebook, Maui Comics and Collectibles, and on Instagram. If you want any more information, hit up Alika at Maui Comics and get all the information that you need.
So Todd is the herpes of podcasts? Is that?
Yep.
He's forever now.
It's forever.
All right.
There are treatments to make Todd Bernardi less frequent.
Yeah. Well.
Carl has a question. Alika, is he selling his art? Question. Is Frank Cho selling his artwork?
He is going to have. Actually, his manager Steve told me that he will have a couple of pre-made covers available for purchase. But just fair warning, they are not cheap. So just bring your big boy wallet if you want to compete and possibly buy a Frank Cho original.
All right, so thanks a lot to Kirsten. No Cho missions. That is correct. I don't know whether or not that's racist or prejudiced, but I think that's great. All right, sweet.
I think the H is silent. It's fine.
All right, okay. Fantastic. Anyway, Todd Bernardi. As you know, everyone loves to hear from you. So Todd,
that's why usually
everybody likes to hear from you, Todd Bernardi. So, what have you been keeping yourself busy with? Are you working on any projects right now, or are you just reading? What's going on with you?
No, I'm always working on. I'm working on something right now. But I it's not finished, so I can't show it off. But
okay.
I've been.
Can you show off something?
Well, I've got a big stack of comic books that I got.
All right.
Maui Comics and Collectibles.
Todd, you're about to go solo right now, so show us those comic books. Let's go, baby.
Wow, this is. I just finished reading We Live, which is really. It's fantastic. It's the artwork I'm really impressed with. Not that I was expecting anything bad, but it's immersive, and there's
and that's on the Aftershock imprint. That's not. Don't be like Bobby's dad. That sounds sad.
It doesn't even look.
There's like fake.
That looks like Bobby's World.
There's fake ads. There are maps.
So I actually still have a couple copies of that book. If anybody's looking for one, I still have a copy or two laying around.
Oh wow, that's cool.
That is beautiful.
Carl in the chat said he's seen his art on eBay, and Carl says he needs to sell a kidney and a testicle in order to afford them.
Hey, just count your blessings, man. At least you got enough to sell.
I do have a question. Wait, Alika. Kirsten has a question. Is this the correct? She wants to know if this is the correct name for your place. Is it Maui Cuckolds and Collectibles, or
only when G Money's hanging out?
That's fair. Anyway, what else, Todd?
I finished reading.
Well, that book you just put down was an Eric Powell book. So
can you put it up?
Back up?
Yeah, can you put that back up?
Put some
I haven't read it yet.
La Diabla.
It's Eric Powell, so you know it's going to be good.
And the thing that I really dig about it is he puts pencil art throughout the whole thing during the fall.
Of course.
And so I kind of
he's one of the few artists whose raw pencil art can just pass in a comic. You know, it's so good.
Well, he did buy I feel like I had a little bit of a hand in that because he bought a copy of Kukui Project last year.
He was like, I gotta duplicate this massive success.
I gotta duplicate this.
You're like, you know what?
Right.
Pencils do look good in a comic.
I gotta bring this Kukui Project back to the lab and figure out this guy's secret.
All right, what else you got there, Todd Bernardi?
We talked about it. We talked about pencils and how pencils look really good and how he does leave some pencils in the goon, and I really appreciated that. The other thing that I've been reading is Big Girls.
Obviously, we talked about
that. I just put down issue 3. It's fantastic. Here is I'm all caught up on Firepower. And
Todd's getting sympathy in the chat. Unfortunately,
Todd loves a good gangbang.
I'll tell you what. As long as I'm the only guy there, that's fine, right?
Well, G doesn't count. You're good.
Right.
Wow.
So Firepower number 5. I'm really glad that I read 4 and 5 back to back because the cliffhanger in 4 would have killed me for the whole month. So I recommend getting all of these.
That's Robert Kirkman. Everybody loves Robert Kirkman. So
and the artwork is by Chris Samney.
Yeah, Samney does some great work. So
what is that one? Show that cover. Show that cover.
So the interesting thing about Firepower is that the first issue was a trade paperback. It was a graphic novel.
That's technically not the first issue. That trade was a pre-release. Sent early to the stores.
Okay, right. Well, but the way that Kirkman kind of pitched it when I listened to an interview with him was that he said he always wanted to do a whole trade, like a complete story, beginning, middle, and end as a first issue, and then to kick off the series. So the ongoing takes place 15 years after the trade paperback. So I think that's pretty interesting. And so
and now that trade that you bought from me for what, $15, $10 or whatever, that thing is going for upwards of $40 to $100 now on eBay.
Hey, does anybody need to buy a trade?
Just be sure to photocopy it for yourself before you sell it.
I've got the normal stuff like the Ascender stuff, the Adventure Man stuff, but the two comics that I kind of want to talk about in depth, because I hope that you guys have read it, is Crossover and Scumbag. Scumbag is about a really terrible guy who's looking for one of his last fixes. He's addicted to heroin. He goes into an alleyway to shoot up, and there's a fight happening between two super soldiers fighting over a super soldier serum. And so they kill each other, and then the heroin gets mixed up with the super soldier serum, and the scumbag ends up becoming sort of it gets all of Captain America's powers, basically. He gets superpowers. It's yet to be determined. But he gets this super soldier serum. The artwork though is fantastic. It's by Louis LaRocca, and this is my favorite splash page in all of comics. This is I don't know if you guys can see that. He's pooping himself right there. That's
wow. Thanks, Todd.
You're welcome, America. And then the other thing that's really awesome is Jeff Shaw and Donnie Cates are doing a book called Crossover, and this book has got a ton of heat on it too. And I read the first 5 pages about 3 months ago, and I think that I was probably the first person to sub to it at Maui Comics and Collectibles. And it's the crossover that happens is that a comic book world in all its Ben-Day dot gloriousness appears.
But you're so angry at Ben-Day dots when they were in Spider-Verse, but you're not angry at Ben-Day dots when they're in crossover?
I still think that Jeff Shaw could have pulled that off a little bit better. Wow. Not to criticize the guy.
Wow. Holy cow. Wow.
No, but it's like a Metropolis, and it appears in that's funny.
It's funny because it's true.
I'm not gonna argue.
You're my sub.
We're not gonna argue about it on the pod right now.
No, I'm not arguing. I'm just telling you, you're my sub.
So Metropolis basically appears in the middle of downtown Denver, Colorado, and so reality and comic book reality.
The crossover is comic reality and actual reality.
And so then it starts to infect our reality, kind of like a virus. But
the fun thing about crossover, show them the Comic-Con one where the guy's basically just talking crap about comics and it's a dead medium. It's so meta. Like if you're a comic lover and a comic fan, if you're a comic fan, that page will just make you laugh and also make you cry a little if there's unsavory things about the comic industry you don't like.
So the crossover event happened in 2017, and some supervillain or superhero puts a protective dome over downtown Denver, and it traps all the humans inside, but it also traps all the superpowered people inside. So the outside world has kind of gone on sort of devastated, but relatively unchanged. And superhero comic books stopped being published in 2017. So there's this whole sort of conversation here about how this guy is trying to sell, comics that are basically like Western comics that are, they're worthless. The guy that runs the shop here, he only deals.
That really looks like Ted Mays, by the way.
Yeah, right.
Hang on a second. Wasn't there a comic that you guys didn't like that was about doming Colorado or something? Remember? That was, I don't know. No, the one about where they domed the United States or something.
You're talking about Undiscovered Country. That's the whole country.
Undiscovered Country. Got it. Okay.
Greg never pays attention.
He's wearing a T-shirt called "Frederick Wortham was right," or saying Wortham was right. So
don't show the last page. I know you're trying to get to the last page. Don't show that.
No, I'm not going to show it. I'm not going to show it.
Todd, you need to tell Greg who Frederick Wortham is, because I guarantee you he has no idea what that context is.
Frederick Wortham was.
It did seem random.
He was I think he was a psychiatrist.
He was a psychiatrist, yeah. Frederick Wortham was a psychiatrist, yeah.
He wrote a book called The Seduction of the Innocent that sparked the congressional hearings into...
He basically said that Batman comics would make you gay.
Yeah, among other things.
They make you violent.
First of all, Gannon, aren't you? No, I'm just kidding. Nothing. Anyway, Todd, listen, thank you so much, Todd Bernardi. You're so informative and just so entertaining to listen to when it comes to comics.
When you say it sarcastically like that, it doesn't feel like a compliment.
No, it's not sarcastically at all. I'm honestly saying that I think you do a great job.
So
and love to hear more from you.
And I created a post, I think yesterday, about how if you're looking for something to watch, you should stop looking for something to watch and you should read something. And I think that you could go to your local comic book store like Maui Comics and Collectibles.
Yes.
And you could get something like Firepower and binge read the whole thing, and it would take up a whole week.
There are so many good comics coming out this year. It's crazy. Compared to since I've opened, so many must-read comics have come out this year. It's crazy. It's more than the past 5 years combined. And it's almost all independent comics. These must-read comics have been coming out. It's crazy. And so indie comics are really having this explosion of great stuff this year. There's just, so many to mention. And I want to give honorable mention to Second Coming and to Hydra, because those were also great reads. I loved Second Coming. I thought that was a great book. And there's going to be
I would say with the turmoil that the main comic book industry is in, I think this is a ripe time for independents to kind of shine. So
well, let's not conflate the industry with the medium. There's a lot of good stuff in the medium right now, but the industry is still suffering badly.
Sure.
And I don't think with the current state of the industry that having good material coming from the medium I don't think they know how to parlay that into any success right now, because of Diamond, because of Lunar, because of the big two, and whatever we're left with, the shell of the industry. They don't know how to parlay all of this excellent material into big numbers. It's just good stuff. It's good reading stuff. It should be bigger, but it's not.
Yeah. I agree. I think that there's just it's hard because you've got all these small independent comics that probably don't have large print runs, and they're fantastic. And so it's almost like you could just kind of throw a dart at the spinner rack and read anything.
It makes you so sad for these creators, because it's not their fault. They're creating this sublime, amazing, genre bending stuff, and it's great. And because the industry is in such shambles, because there's only a few people at the top eating all the profits and all the value off the top, that they'll never get the attention they deserve until it's too late. The only way they're going to get the attention is if they sell their rights to somebody to carry them through the process. And that's garbage. These people, they created these amazing things, and they deserve to stay with them as long as they exist. And it's just the way of the world right now. It's so sad.
I agree. I think that we're going to see some of these properties probably get developed into Netflix series, but it's going to take 10 years, and the economy is going to have to recover and all of those things. There's so many obstacles in the way for some of these ideas to really bear fruit in in a franchise media type of way. But I hope that happens, because I hope that these stories reach a wider audience. Or people could just stop, just cancel Disney Plus and Netflix and start reading comics.
I bought Disney Plus for 3 years, bro.
Yeah, there's no way. They have me locked in for 3 years too. So I'm unfortunately.
Todd, reading is hard.
It's not comics, man. Comics are awesome. I usually when I look at a comic book, I look at the comic book. I try to follow the story just visually first. I go back and I read everything, and then I look at it again, and I usually read it 2 or 3 times, and there's this synthesis between the words and the pictures that is awesome. That's phenomenal. It's more entertaining than the crassness of television.
Wow. So wait a minute. So Todd, what you're saying is that reading books is better than watching TV?
No, I'm
wrong.
Fake news, bro.
Hey.
Who watches TV?
Yeah.
I stream, I binge watch. I'm not above that stuff. I'm not saying anything. I'm just making the case that maybe, these stories would have a wider audience if people would stop binging stuff and start reading comics. That's all.
I agree. I completely agree with that. So I completely agree. Anyway, Todd.
Yeah.
Nice job. I mean, seriously, nice work.
Well,
nice work, Todd. I mean, I'm impressed. You impress me every Tuesday, Todd. You're amazing.
You don't look depressed.
Impressed, not depressed.
Oh,
impressed.
my bad.
Now, before we get into reviews of shows that we watched this week, anything like that, there is something that did happen this morning, just in time for the show. So I thought we'd bring it up. Boys and girls, Zack Snyder has once again given the internet another look at the Snyder Cut of Justice League. I don't know if you all saw it, but it's in
You're
black
about
and
to
white.
lose Kirsten as a viewer.
I know. I know. We got. Listen,
what song did they use for this one?
I think they ironed out the rights because it's back on there.
Hallelujah again. So it's a new look at the. I don't know if you guys did get a chance to watch it, but I will say that there were some interesting shots in there. But unfortunately, because it was in black and white and you're watching it on a smaller screen like a computer, you don't really get to see the definition. But there were some really cool, visuals in there, I think. So
well, he's now saying that the true director's cut of his Justice League would now be black and white all of a sudden.
Of course he is.
Well, it's just like all the other classic movies. It's like Citizen Kane and Casablanca.
Well, he did reaffirm today, or I think it was yesterday. He did reaffirm that he is only shooting 4 extra or 5 additional minutes for this, and but he is using only his footage.
At a price tag of a whopping $7,000 million.
I don't think 7,000 million.
7,000 million. Daniel Plagel's in the chat, and he said he saw the trailer. He said it's pretty much the same trailer, total snooze trailer. I kind of agree.
You actually just put that on there, even though he spelled total wrong. Wow, you just did not do him good at all.
What it's a typo. It's no big deal.
But it's black and white. That's what made Logan such an artisanal masterpiece.
Oh man! Better look out for those trees.
Yeah.
What?
That's the most emotional. That is the most emotional comic death I've ever seen in my life. Where Logan stumbles backwards, and right into the log.
It's true. I gotta
is that
say
the
that
same? That's the same log from Ren and Stimpy, right? It's heavy. It's
good, it's good. Yes.
It's better than bad. It's good.
Yeah, it's better than bad. It killed Logan.
A big shout out to Francine Walwaven, who's also watching. Hello, Francine.
Oh,
She's
Franny.
I think that's her telling us that you were going to be part of this. Really good.
Yeah, she doesn't like the trailer. Apparently,
there's a finger for each of us. Aww.
I think there is. What did we do?
But there's 6 of us.
Yeah, it's true. It's so true.
I guess Kai didn't get one.
Yeah.
so now we fight to the death.
So I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think that trailer was. I'm actually with Daniel Plague. I don't think it was that great. It doesn't get me excited for this new show yet. So yeah.
For this snooze show.
Yeah, this snooze show. Yeah.
So let me get this straight. You use all your toxicity and all your fandomicity to get this Snyder cut released, and now you don't want to watch it?
I know I do. I still want to watch it. I just think the trailer wasn't very good. That's all.
Wait, what?
Kirsten in the chat says the most emotional movie death was Pee-wee on Buffy. I would say that was. I would say that's emotional.
I'll have to agree. I will agree because he played it up a lot better than Logan did in that movie. He did better because he kind of did the whole like 5 minutes of but it was still a piece of wood through his heart, so it's kind of like on par. They're like even.
Carl said he thought Groot killed Logan, which is probably the truth. So
that's fair. That probably was Groot.
That's absolutely fair.
Seems so out of character for him.
Well, when your only 3 words are "I am Groot," you can take them any way you want. It's all about emotion and how you convey those 3 words. So maybe he was really upset at Logan. Who knows?
Wow, that's probably more thought into Groot than they have ever thought.
Absolutely. Well, it's Vin Diesel, so you have to put your own emotional investment into it because he doesn't.
God, I wish I knew what you were saying right now.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, boys and girls. So now that we've talked about Justice League, let's move on to something that is on the hearts and minds of most Star Wars fans. The Last Jedi. No, I'm just kidding. The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian. That is right. Boys and girls, episode 3 of Mandalorian season 2 is currently out. Came out on Friday. Now, I am going to Alika, should I go to you first because you want to? I know.
I'm going to spoil the ever-living.
He wants to fanboy.
Okay, so you know what? Then
fanboy out. Let him fanboy.
Format. Then you know what? Format. Maybe I should let you go first then before he goes all nuts over it. So Format. How was it in Swedish this week?
It was okay.
Good. Good.
Yeah, it was okay. I actually watched it in English this time.
Fantastic. That's good.
It was okay. I know I'm probably going to get flack for it, but I didn't think it was amazing.
Interesting.
No backlash?
Wow.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was
Carl said he's
okay
got to go because of spoilers. Okay,
Carl,
that's fair, Carl. Come back in 5 minutes, Carl. Come back in 5 minutes.
Baby Yoda dies.
You're horrible. You're a horrible man.
A frog eats him.
It's Godzilla that eats him.
Yeah, but listen, before you guys get into the review, can I ask you something? Was that? How can I put this? Was the anger on the internet real about Baby Yoda eating those eggs? Was that a real thing, or was that?
Yeah, people were stupid. I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
A lot of people were getting up in arms.
Really?
Nobody cared season 1 when he totally ate a frog.
Yeah. I just. Why was everybody so upset?
I hope none of these people eat eggs for breakfast.
So I guess people hate Filipinos now. I guess, right?
Big shout out to.
He's Filipino.
That would explain the height.
To Todd's other family. I freaking love comics. Thank you for the nice new graphics comment. Appreciate
Todd,
that.
why don't you go hang out with I freaking love comics if you love them so much.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, you will.
Big
shout out to a good friend of ours, DJ Chiavikani, who's in the house as well.
And then I'm going to go hang out with DJ too.
Yeah, well, DJ's cool,
take
man.
that illegal.
Kirsten has some thoughts. She says that's a genocidal green puppet.
Yeah, it's true. Have you seen how happy he gets when Mando kills somebody? Baby Yoda loves it.
It's weird because that's what I used to call Kermit.
Yeah, Daniel Plagle says, I'm done with Baby Yoda. Wow.
All right. Canceled.
Fair.
Hashtag canceled.
Wow. Canceled. Sheesh.
Everyone being silly.
Oh, wow. Anyway, Format, what were you not impressed with this week? Why is Alika all excited, but you didn't get that same feeling?
Because Alika likes to fanboy over stuff, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. For me, it was just another episode. It wasn't great, but I can see why people are excited because they tied in a lot of stuff to like the Clone Wars. So if you're a big fan of the Clone Wars, then you're going to be a big fan of this episode.
Wow. Is this inappropriate? Daniel Plagle in the chat says Baby Yoda is Baby
Whoa,
Hitler.
Oh man,
pretty inappropriate, Daniel.
All right,
he is borderline trying to wipe out a race, though. If you think about it.
No, he's not. She's not the last of her race. Those frogs are not the last of their race. It's
the last of that line. The last of that line.
Her family line. Maybe
okay, what's the difference?
Maybe she was the frog Hitler. Maybe it's a good thing she dies.
Wow.
So she was Frittler. Got it. All right. She was Frittler. Got it. All right. Sweet. Big shout out to Portuguese girl. She says she loves the show. By the way, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Lord knows why.
She was Pepe. So you're trying to say that this frog is Pepe the Frog?
I'm on the show, and I don't know why anybody would want to see this.
According to DJ Calvicani, his favorite episode so far was the first episode. DJ Calvicani, obviously.
Wait, this season or last season?
This season.
This season.
Fair enough, because the first episode of this season tied in to the original trilogy more deeply than it did, Clone Wars kind of stuff. So big respect on the Boba Fett, stuff.
Wait, that was the second episode, though, I thought.
No, that was the first episode.
Oh, it was
first episode, yeah.
The first episode was Baby Yoda eating Balut.
Right. All right, so format, was there anything that stuck out to you that you don't have to spoil it if you don't want to, but is there anything that stuck out to you in this episode that you thought was good?
Nothing that really stuck out. It was just a solid episode. It was there's, you know what I mean? Like there wasn't anything really bad about it, but there wasn't anything like, unless you're a big fan of the Clone Wars.
Gotcha. I see.
Like there's just a bunch of characters that get introduced, and if you're not a big fan of the Clone Wars, you're like, I don't care who these people are. They're just other people. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I gotcha.
It's fan service, which is fine.
Aside from fanboying, if you didn't watch the Clone Wars, it kind of does shed some light on the sect of Mandalorians that the Mandalorian Din Djarin is from, which I thought was interesting. That's outside of anything having to do with connectivity to other Star Wars franchises. So
yeah, but you can kind of piece that together. Whenever anybody takes off a helmet, he freaks out. So it's, you know what I mean? There is that. Yeah, but you can tell there's separate sects.
That it makes sense, but it's not a assumption that somebody would make that his sect of Mandalorians were religious zealots, considered religious zealots by other sects of Mandalorians. I thought that was a pretty interesting thing.
All right. Well,
even though you already knew that, you thought that was an interesting thing?
I didn't know that.
You watched the Clone Wars.
Oh, did you watch the Clone Wars?
Yeah. No, the sects of that Din Djarin is from is not part of the Clone Wars.
Oh, okay.
No, but they specifically talk about there being the separate spiritual guys and then the more war-torn guys. Yeah, those are the sects.
Yeah, sure. I'm pretty sure I breezed by that while watching the animated series. Like if they're talking about somebody that doesn't appear on screen, I probably didn't put much stock in it. But the fact that they directly address it to his face and go, "Oh, your sect of Mandalorians are religious zealots, are considered such by other sects of Mandalorians," that was kind of enlightening.
I guess if you're not paying attention to the Clone Wars, then yeah, this might come as a shock.
Well, you know what? To be fair to Alika,
so I wasn't paying attention to everything they said.
Yeah,
you do know that Boba's not a real Mandalorian, though, right? Because that also was in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Okay, I just didn't want it to be a shock to you when they explain it later.
The thing is,
interesting.
What you're talking about is they talked about it. They didn't show it, But regarding Boba Fett as a kid, they showed like almost a whole season was around Boba Fett being a trafficker and stuff like that. So that is
with Boba trying to get back at Mace. Yeah.
Well. Alika, I'd like to hear your take on what you thought was good. You seem to be very excited and you want to spoil the hell out of it. So, go ahead.
Go for it.
Disney Plus has already spoiled the crap out of it. Obviously, we were talking about it, that Bo-Katan is in this episode. Obviously, if you had watched the Clone Wars and Rebels, that you saw that she was once, over the course of many seasons, became the leader of Mandalore. And obviously, she was wielding the Darksaber at the end of the Clone Wars and Rebels. So we don't know how she lost the Darksaber, but obviously when Mandalorian starts, which is after the events of the original trilogy. So in case you're not familiar, the order of events is the prequel trilogy, Clone Wars and Rebels, then the original trilogy, and then Mandalorian. Mandalorian is.
Can you guys understand him? Because he sounds like Wat Tambor on my side.
No, I can understand him very clearly. I can hear him.
So the events of the Mandalorian happen right after the original trilogy. So it's been about 20 plus years since the end of Rebels to the last time we see Bo-Katan. It's over 20 years to the events of Mandalorian. So some people were complaining that Bo-Katan looks older, and it's like, yeah, she's like 25 years older than she was in Rebels. So obviously she's gonna appear older. She's a middle-aged woman now. But the casting.
Katie Sackhoff would hate that.
What?
I think Katie Sackhoff would hate hearing it put that way.
I mean, it was a hot take that was going across, the internet, but she was perfectly cast. Her wardrobe, obviously, the get-ups were straight out of Clone Wars. I thought they were incredible. The connectivity. Obviously, we saw the Darksaber at the end of season 1 of The Mandalorian. So the fact that we have Bo-Katan now coming after the Darksaber, and the fact that she mentions that she still knows Ahsoka Tano and things like that, which gives us connectivity to one of the few remaining Jedi, trained Jedis out there. She's not technically a Jedi, obviously, Ahsoka Tano, but she qualifies enough to be, considered one. I think the only Jedi we know about that exist in the universe, and we're not sure when Luke Skywalker starts his academy, but I don't think he's done that just yet, this close after the original trilogy. So we don't have the Luke Skywalker Academy just yet. So I think we just have Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano are the only known Jedi as far as the audience is concerned. And so I think that's great that potentially we're probably going to run into some other people. And like I mentioned in the earlier episode reviews of season 2, I also am fairly certain or hopeful, and maybe it's not going to be this season, but the next season, that they bring in Poe Dameron's mother and father, Shara Bay and Lieutenant Dameron, who are helping as pilots, with Luke Skywalker to do all kinds of Jedi stuff across the galaxy. So, I mean, I love the connectivity. That's the whole point of Star Wars. You're supposed to be like, hey, there's that guy from that other Star Wars thing I saw. That's part of the joy of it.
I don't know if that's the point.
It's it's not the point, but they do it in everything. So when you're watching Clone Wars and Rebels, you're seeing droids that are from other movies and other things, and the connectivity has always been a part of the Star Wars universe. Like we had the Droids cartoon was the first appearance of Boba Fett. He was such a smash hit that he was part of the movie franchise.
Yeah. And he's been falling over himself ever since.
Yeah, it's weird because he was going to have his own movie, but they canceled that. Anyway, DJ Kelly County has a question for you, Star Wars guys.
When you're talking about real Mandalorians, I think a lot of us, since the Mandalorian show has started, have started to think of real Mandalorians as the religious kind of zealot Mandalorians, and we are like, if they don't remove their helmet, then that's the real Mandalorian. But the real Mandalorians are the Mandalorians of Mandalore, which Sabine Wren and Bo-Katan, they're still real Mandalorians. And so the definition of what a Mandalorian is wider. It's still to be seen that Jango Fett might, be considered. I mean, Fett is from a line of Mandalorians, and a lot of people are saying he's not a real Mandalorian because he removed his helmet. But that's obviously not the case. And so, but Boba Fett obviously wasn't raised on Mandalore or by Mandalorians or the Code, so he was just kind of like.
So is Sabine? DJ want to know: is Sabine from the Rebels? Is she a Mandalorian or
Yeah,
not?
She's a Mandalorian. Yeah. She's of actually pretty high blood in the Mandalorian line. There's other.
Kirsten says it sounds like a lot of Mandalorian gatekeeping. So.
I was actually going to say Bo-Katan. I think Kirsten Bozio would make a killer Bo-Katan.
Yeah, maybe.
Wow, hey, come on, G.
I mean, you guys said to me, Kirsten doesn't look middle-aged. Like you made it sound so bad. So I don't know.
She's not 50. I thought I was being nice.
Oh, damn. Now, Gannon, did you have a chance to see this this show, this episode, sir? Gannon,
he's sleeping.
Wait. Let's check it. Let's check in on him, Gannon.
I'm here.
All right, sweet. Did you get to watch this week's episode?
Yeah, of course I did.
And what's your thoughts?
I kind of don't want to say anything after what Alika just said because it's just going to lead to arguing.
You don't have to agree with me. So, and the other thing is the disappointing thing is it was the shortest episode, but also like they jam-packed so much crap into it that it was like I was okay with it being so short. But if Gannon hated it, then I guess he's just stupid. Go ahead, Gannon.
In that case, it was genius. It was one of the best episodes ever. I feel like Mandalorian should outlast MASH.
That's totally fair.
Man,
I want to argue. What do you not like?
No, I mean, it's not an issue per se, but this season is really leaning hard on fan service, and I get really nervous when fan servicey things start taking over a show. Granted, I'm not saying it's taking over, but it can end up being in the driver's seat after a while.
Yeah, it's very easy for them to do.
It doesn't feel like he's really on the outer rims of anything because he's Tatooine again. He's dealing with Tusken Raiders again.
Mon Calamari.
We're dealing with stuff from other shows. And other yeah, it's a little fan servicey. It's not in any place where it like bothers me. But I'm also kind of like, man, is this what this season is? It's like, and now this week he's gonna meet Lando Calrissian's son. You know?
Can I interject because I can I interject?
Hey, you don't know he has a son. That's Billy D. Williams, man. He's probably got kids all over the galaxy.
That's true. He does.
Yeah.
There's
a Mando Calrissian.
That's Donald Glover. That's Donald.
Wait, who played young Lando?
Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Yeah. That's actually Donald Glover, bro. Have some respect.
Now, I have a question. This comes
from Dong Lover. You have some respect.
This comes from a place from a business perspective when it comes to The Mandalorian as opposed to an actual watching of the show. Do you think they're adding in all this fan service because of the backlash from the movie series? Do you think they're actually trying to cater to the fans? That's why they're putting all this fan service in?
No, I don't think that's it because they did try to cater. They tried to cater to the fans, and then they totally bucked the fans, and then they went back and catered to them. I don't think that's what's governing their decision-making process. I think that's just Jon Favreau. I think he's a fan. He knows what makes these properties tick because he knows why people love them. And that's why Jon Favreau has been so good at all of this, you know?
All right. That's fair. I just thought maybe from a business perspective.
My argument would be, though, that the show is so strong, you don't need to pull in all those other elements in order for the show to be strong in and of itself.
Gotcha.
That would be what my counterpoint to that would be. Not saying Alika is wrong, just in the sense
I agree
the concept of the show is strong enough that it doesn't need to pull in all these other elements into the show. You could never run into any of these characters, and the show would still be great.
Yeah, I agree with you guys that the fan service is, it's visible, it's prevalent. And a lot of the original elements of The Mandalorian are good enough to stand on their own. They don't need necessarily to lean on anything. But whenever you're watching something that's Star Wars, no matter what the degree of how far it stands alone or how much it leans on other parts of the Star Wars universe, at some point, you're always doing the math of where, in relation to the rest of the movies and TV shows that you have watched, this stuff takes place. And the fact that they tie it in so solidly, I enjoy that. I really do.
I'll concede that point to Alika because you do that as a fan. You do the actual like where does this fit in? And you actually do that where you're actually looking at this material and going, where does this fit into the universe that I know? So that makes sense. I can see that.
Do you guys, with that said, though, don't you think that if Tatooine really was this desolate, terrible place, that so many stories somehow end up there for some reason or another? Doesn't that kind of make you wonder just a little bit?
Well, I want to know if there's so many moisture farmers there, how come nobody ever buys any moisture?
Because Luke wouldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. Well, since Tatooine, is Tatooine or is it the Cantina that's the hive of scum and villainy? Because I think it's Tatooine.
Mos Espa.
Did you seriously just ask that question
specifically?
Greg,
fair.
Greg, did you, as the host of a nerd show, literally just ask what was the scum and villainy? Did you really just ask that?
No, I didn't just ask that. I knew it was either Mos Eisley.
Can we rewind the show right now, like Spaceball style, to go back to you saying,
we can't do that.
Is it the Cantina or Tatooine itself? Because I really want to hear you say that again and then walk it back. Like you didn't say that.
First of all, Kirsten wants. Kirsten has. I really want to hear a live stream full of men discuss whether Bo-Katan and Koska's boob armor was necessary.
Here we go. I feel like it was extremely necessary.
I think it was also necessary, Kirsten. I think boob armor is always necessary. You got to protect the puppies. Okay.
Do you think they put extra Beskar over the nipples?
Yeah. Either that or there's holes inside the Beskar on the other side to slip them in.
Yeah. That's.
I was. You guys started talking about boob armor, and all of a sudden, I'm interested in this show.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
Wait, Baby Yoda not being a green Hitler wasn't enough for you?
Apparently not. That didn't get Todd's ire, I guess. Oh, now it is. Gotcha. Fair enough. So essentially, there's different takes. I mean, Alika's very excited. Format and Gannon seem to be on the same page that this was a solid episode, but nothing to write home about. That's fair. I mean, we do have 5 more episodes to go.
These 3 episodes haven't really laid any groundwork for where the show is going.
Yeah, but the thing is, you kind of don't really know what's happening, and they're right. I mean, this episode is a standalone. If you didn't care about the Clone Wars or the Rebels, it was just another heist thing, and it was very short. So, like, if you didn't get that connectivity, if you didn't know who Ahsoka Tano was, it was a very bland episode, and I agree, but it hits hard as far as when it helps you realize where in the universe you are.
Right. That actually does make kind of sense. So, I mean, on a scale, we're just
waiting for those Pepsi ads to start rolling in.
Oh God,
we're still in the phase of this is moving in a proper forward motion, and we should be okay. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
I want them to go backwards.
Okay, gotcha.
Forward motions are
Mandalorian.
Kirsten wants to know where Phasma's boob armor was.
I have the answer for that.
Are Mandalorians the only ones who get it?
I have the answer for that. Phasma didn't have any.
What?
That's fair as well. That is fair as well.
I've seen her in that other show.
You're terrible. You're terrible. I was gonna say Todd. I meant Gannon. Sorry, Todd.
I'm so used to saying you're terrible, Todd.
I know. I'm so used to saying you're terrible, Todd. Well, that's good. At least
I'm not saying I wouldn't hit that. I'm just saying, whatever.
Gosh, could you be so gross? Oh my goodness. Anyway,
wait. What's gross? There's lag on this side. Did somebody say something that I jumped on inappropriately?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
There's a lag. I don't know what happens in the lag.
DJ says that he liked the last scene when they hijacked the ship. He said that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah. I mean, that was a great scene where they, basically murdered their way through the ship. That was great. I love that, man.
And then the Empire takes cyanide capsules. That was pretty dope.
Hell yeah. Well, it's not cyanide. It's taser capsules.
Well, the Star Wars equivalent of it.
Yeah.
It couldn't just be a cyanide capsule. It had to be like a lightsaber capsule, whatever the hell it was.
So do they just swallow the taser capsule and it burns up their insides? Is that how it works?
No, he bites it in his mouth and his whole face lights up like he's at a rave.
Oh, nice, sweet.
That's poison dip. That's what happened.
Nice. All right.
It's like force lightning the chewable.
Force lightning chewables.
He's like the Emperor gave us these. He used to fill them up every morning before he got to work.
Nice.
I bet they're gummies, aren't they?
Are there gummies?
Force lightning
probably.
chewables.
Would the Empire would the Empire make your would they make those pills taste good, do you think?
I doubt it. They can't even put up railings. I really doubt
that's
they're
true.
going to worry about the taste.
If you want some really good edibles, you're gonna hang out in the jungle with them Ewoks, bro.
Format. The railings argument. I just got one word for you, bro. YOLO.
Anywho, also, since we are now officially, did everyone weigh in and say what they want to say about Mandalorian? Are we good?
Kai, have you been watching it?
Kai, you been watching it?
I saw it.
Yeah,
I know Kai's a big fan, dude. You want to touch base with Kai, dude?
Yeah, did you like it?
Opinions. I thought it was fine. It was a good episode. I like the fact that they brought the actual voice actor for Bo-Katan from the Clone Wars series into it, and I was happy to see.
Katie Sackhoff did it for her on the show too.
Yes,
Katie
Sackhoff was the voice, and yeah.
No, Katie Sackhoff wasn't the voice, was she?
Yes,
yeah,
she was.
Oh damn!
That's why they chose her, guys.
That's crazy. That is.
I'll fact check it right now.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's why they chose her. So,
and I the moment I saw the blue armor, I was like, "Oh, snap! Night Owl!" So I was really happy to watch it.
And then you see the face paint on the helmet.
Yeah,
I was so happy. All right.
I was happy.
Hey Kai, Bronzebeard88 has a question. He says that it looks like you're busy being a gamer. What are you playing?
Right now I'm taking a break from Valhalla, so I'm back on my usual game of choice, Borderlands, because the new game mode they added, Arm Race, has been so much fun for me to play, especially to sit back and relax too.
All right, sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, but
we'll get to games in a bit.
Yeah, I actually liked the episode very much, and the moment I saw the hockey puck with Baby Yoda right into the mouth, I was like. I was laughing my ass off.
Can I ask you something, Kai? Because you're on my wavelength when it comes to this. I heard that Sasha Banks is in Mandalorian. Is that true?
Why do you make it sound like that? You watched the episode. Of course you saw her.
No, I didn't. That's why I was asking. I heard she was in it. I just didn't know where she was. All right, cool.
Yeah, she was a Mandalorian.
She's a Pepsi vendor on Mon Calamari.
That's fair. That's fair.
Calamaris.
Oh, Kirsten says that she's Casca. I'm a big fan of Sasha. I think she's.
That's weird.
Great.
Kirsten doesn't look like a Casca.
Not that kind of Casca.
I went to Casca this weekend. We picked up steaks and that
was almost
can of Alfredo.
That was almost a Spaceball joke, Gannon. Funny. She doesn't look Jewish. That was very good. I like it. Anyway,
does that mean she's a communist?
No, that's not what it means at all.
Are you thinking?
It sounds Russian.
Are you thinking Cossack?
Yeah, that's that. I think you're thinking Cossack.
Speaking of Russian, let me tell you about this nickname I've got. Oh wait, we can't talk about that on the show.
No, don't talk about that. Anyway, thank you, Mr.
It's an HBO series,
Kai.
so let's just say that.
Thank you so much for your input on Mandalorian. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll get your more input coming up here very shortly. Now, boys and girls, or boys.
Yeah, there's no girls here, dude.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Oh wait, hold on. Did you just misgender me, sir?
I think I might have.
You jerk. Oh, man.
Kirsten Bozier says she's a Cusack, which that's fair.
She don't look like a sack.
Anything other than
She's
Mandalorian?
The cutest sack.
She's the cutest sack. I get it now. Never mind.
Anything that floated your boat this week that you would want people to watch? Did you recommend anything this week, guys? I'll start with you, Gannon.
I haven't been to the water side in a while. I don't know where things are floating from.
Gannon, have you been watching anything that you would like to recommend?
I watched the new Craft. The Craft Legacy. I watched
Craft
that.
Legacy. Yes.
Yeah, I watched that.
Okay. So, does it do the Craft Legacy justice?
You know, it does some things in the movie. I kind of don't want to spoil them because it's kind of the only stuff that's worth watching in the movie. But they really get into. It seems like they really get into the heart of like actual teenage issues with gender identity, sexual identity, things like that. That they didn't even really glance at that heavily in the first one, if at all.
Sure.
the 4 girls are they're entertaining enough. Actually, I shouldn't. Well, yeah, I guess I can. But it does tie into the first one, and you'll kind of see it coming if you just put in just a couple of minutes of thought into it. Does it stand shoulder to shoulder with the first one? Not necessarily, but like I said, some of the stuff that they touch on, like the dramatic things with some of the characters in it, is actually the best stuff in it, and I would say watch it for that.
Right.
Because there is a transgender. One of the girls is a transgender character, and it's addressed in the movie, but it's not addressed in an overly. They don't lean so heavily on it to draw attention to it, but it's there enough for you to realize, okay, well, it shouldn't be a big deal, if that makes sense. I don't know another better way to put it right now, but that's essentially what I would think. Probably the best way they could have handled it, and I don't know. It's a good enough movie. It's a sequel,
right?
So it is a sequel.
Oh, okay. So
I mean, that's not spoiling anything because they tell you that in the trailer almost at the very beginning. How it ties into the second one is the big question. And it's, it wraps up at the end where they actually reveal exactly how it does tie to the first one, even though after you watch it, it makes absolutely no sense. But yeah, if you really love the first one.
In it?
What?
Is Fairuza Balk in it?
I feel like if I tell you that would be kind of a spoiler, huh?
She's in it! Now I kind of want to watch it.
Kirsten says it's not. I'm assuming she watched it. She said it's not pandery.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. It's not pandery. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. And was it?
Thank you, Kirsten. That's the word I was looking for, and I couldn't come up with it.
Yeah, it does. Pander. I say.
Pandery is not a real word, but it's what I was trying to get at.
Got it. So was it? But overall, though, did you enjoy it?
I'm a huge fan of the first one. Nev Campbell, crush withstanding. I'm a big fan of the first one, and I basically watched the second one hoping that it wasn't just going to be your average run-of-the-mill reboot. And I think it gets enough credit that it doesn't fall into that, where it's just not like, let's just reboot something to reboot it. It does feel like there's a good reason for this one to exist, as opposed to just, let's just throw something out that we can attach a title to.
Right.
But I definitely say check it out. Yeah.
So if you like the craft, you should definitely check this one out then, for sure.
If you're a huge fan of the first one in particular, yeah. I mean, if you're just going to go into it, with your arms crossed and waiting for it to impress you, it probably won't. Because, it takes some time to warm up to the new girls in this one. At first, I was kind of annoyed by them, but as the movie went on, they kind of grow on you in a good way. So I guess that's, mark of whoever directed the movie. But yeah, I'd recommend it if you like the first one for sure.
Oh, fantastic! That's good. I wanted to know if it was any good. Anything else that tickled your proverbial pickles this week?
I've been watching some great stuff on Pornhub the other day.
Not your literal pickle.
Not your literal pickle. You.
Oh man, I thought that's what you were asking me about.
Nope, not what I was asking.
My bad.
Wait. Was Sasha Grey there?
Todd, I will mute you right now.
Okay.
Anyway,
I mean, I have to say, this is kind of going back a while. I'm really disappointed that I wasn't at all involved in the discussion that brought up big girls on this show. And
I'm sorry,
you weren't in here.
I was trying. I was actually waiting for like 10 minutes for you to let me into the show, but I had to listen to Todd talk about a book that I could have easily talked about.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
just
now's
watching
your time.
Todd completely meant what the book crossover was actually like, as opposed to what it is like.
Wow.
Hey,
he kind of missed a lot of. I mean, I don't even know if he actually read it. Not after listening to him talk about it.
I don't want to give too much. I didn't want to give anything away. I wanted people to enjoy it and read it themselves.
All right, that's fair.
No, he didn't read it. I think he read the long line on it.
That sounds like how G reads comics.
Wow, that's crazy.
No, I read it.
I didn't want to ruin it.
I mean, and also Alika did want me to even talk about what was on the last page. So
I'll tell you right now, it's Batman.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's Batman.
It's
just Batman. He's on the toilet reading a newspaper. It has nothing to do with the story. It's just there.
That's pretty
well.
good.
Here's the thing. Do you if you haven't watched anything, you can always talk about what you're reading, and if you think Big Girls is something to recommend, by all means.
No. I don't want to go backwards and start bringing up comics. That's already been done.
No, I think that you should bring up crossover because you have something to say about it.
No. I'm good. I just wanted to tease you for just getting one little piece of the story wrong. That's all.
Yeah.
What did in crossover?
Yeah, it's not quite how you put it. Not quite.
The virus?
Not quite. I mean, it is and it isn't. I mean, you're right in the sense. I mean, they do dome up where all those people are. Yes.
I can't wait to hear this now.
Clear the floor.
But I didn't catch this virus concept that you came up. And again, I can't get into it too much because that'd be a big spoiler to what the actual story kicks off with. But the central character is kind of a cosplayer, which is kind of the cool thing about it, which I liked. And
she's wearing an Invincible shirt, which is awesome. And
yeah. So I don't know. That's the thing. I don't want to talk about too much.
It says right here they're a virus and they're spreading.
Oh,
I don't think those meant as literal. I didn't take that as literal.
I feel like that's why.
Because there's nothing in the story that supports that statement. It just sounds like somebody's reaction to it as opposed to something that's happening in the book.
Like, yeah, Todd, you're a virus.
Well, it's not. I mean, I think that's the metaphor that he's going with, because he's trying to dispute the reality of Superman or other superheroes. He's saying that they've got this legacy, they've got this long history, and they're arguably more real than we'll ever be because we're so temporal. And so I think that he said that they had come together and that the superheroes
make babies.
The superheroes are here and they're like a virus. They're spreading.
Todd, what I think Gannon is trying to convey is that your take is trash.
No, I didn't say. No, shut up, Greg. That's not what I said at all.
Are you sure? Because that's what I gleaned from that. I wasn't sure.
See, you never listen.
Oh, okay.
Just like how you think Tatooine is the wretched hive of scum and villainy, not the campaign itself.
It could be. Tatooine's a pretty crappy place.
The entire planet is the wretched hive.
It's an entire.
So Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru's farm was the wretched hive and scum and villainy too.
Yeah, because they were moisture farming, but there was no moisture on Tatooine. It's all sand.
What if? Wait. What if in Tatooine moisture is actually drugs?
The spice must flow.
The spice.
That's why Uncle Ben is so adamant for him to stay another season.
That's why he's pissed at him. He's like, "Yo, dude, we can't be selling this stuff on the streets if you're not out there making it for me."
Yeah, you're not going to the Rebel Academy or whatever. You're not gonna be a fly boy.
And Luke's over there just like, I just want to get some power converters, whatever the hell he's excited about that for.
But I want some power converters.
I think that was for his fleshlight. I mean,
that's what he thought his dad's lightsaber was at first.
That's why he was always bummed about. That's why he was always bummed about the droids his uncle bought, because it wasn't quite droids that he could, turn into fleshlights.
Fleshlights. Fair enough. Dare I go to this guy, Alika?
Yo.
Anything
I don't know if nobody's
been
talking or if there's
lately?
a lag. I have no idea.
What have you been watching? Anything you've been anything that's you've been watching that you've enjoyed?
Oh, I started Kate Mara's A Teacher. If you've heard of that one.
A Teacher
on Hulu.
What is A Teacher?
It's about a teacher played by Kate Mara who is grooming one of her students.
Ew.
It's almost like it almost has this Mary Kay Letourneau vibe, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. Except the guy she's grooming is white.
That's true. I know it's not necessarily nerdy, but is it good? I mean, Kate Mara is pretty good in everything she's in.
Good.
So.
The production value is incredible. Obviously, they advertised it well. It's only 3 episodes in, and by the 3rd episode, I'm questioning. They put the disclaimer before and after every episode with the hotlines and things like that to make sure that that this is a very important issue. But as I'm watching the episode, if I was a teenage boy, by episode 3, I don't think I would be grasping the seriousness of what's happening to the young boy. And so I'm sure they're about to make some really serious points. I'm sure it's a slow burn. But they're also releasing the episodes weekly. So if you only saw the first 3 episodes, it just seems like sexy time, and there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't seem like they've made a statement yet. So, but it's a good show, and I'm going to continue watching it. It's just it's an uncomfortable watch, and I know that's the point.
Right.
So I've been watching that, and that's pretty much the short and skinny of it.
Should they change the name? Should they change the name to A Sexy Time with Teacher?
No, I don't think that would be a good name for the show.
No, wouldn't be good. All right, just check. I was just asking.
So how sexy can it be? It's Kate Mara.
Oh, how dare you! How dare you! Kate Mara is an angel.
They should have gotten Sasha Grey.
Yeah.
Shut up, Todd.
Ron Jeremy. Just flip the show.
Oh, that's just gross.
That guy's going to prison, bro.
Yeah, he's going to prison, guy. Come on. Oh, good Lord.
How about Mia Khalifa? She would have been good.
Oh,
yeah.
Gosh.
She's been retired for a long time now.
Has she? All right, great.
Sasha Grey?
No.
On a lighter note.
Thank you, Alika. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Most of the stuff I watch that unless it's like something new or hot, like I don't really have much time for television. So the other stuff is incidental stuff that I catch my kids watching, which is all manner of wacky Disney Plus stuff. And I saw them watch a movie that I think was made in 2008 called Beverly Hills Chihuahua.
Oh yeah, that's real old.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
My word, how ridiculous and absurd!
It was a different time, Alika.
Yeah, it was Alika.
I think it's really I thought it was very forward thinking of the studio to hire all Mexicans to voice the Chihuahuas so they wouldn't get canceled in 2020.
Very good, right? So good, right?
When you look at the cast, they're all Hispanic. The people who
Cheech
play the
Marin,
Chihuahuas.
George Lopez.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I got you.
So
all the Mexican comedians.
It should have been called That Taco Bell Dog, like Bronzebeard 808 just said. That should have been the name of the show.
Pretty much the plot of the movie. It gets pretty absurd at points, or maybe the entire thing. I don't know. But yeah, it was pretty silly though. I had fun watching it with my kids.
Wow,
nice.
I can't believe they watched that. That's interesting, surprising. All right,
yeah.
Fair.
They like anything with humanized animals, like Air Bud, the whole Air Bud series, or it's like kids love that stuff where the animals are the main characters.
Wow,
kind of like this show.
Really?
Valid.
Yeah, can you change my name in the chat to Kahului Chihuahua?
Yeah. No, I'll do that for you. No problem.
Thank
I'll
you.
take care of that right now.
If we were animals, what kind of animals would we be? Go, Greg.
Well, I've always thought myself as a panther.
Oh Jesus Christ! Why did I even ask?
Did he say shaved ape?
I said a panther.
Oh,
yeah.
You wish you were that good.
First of all, I've always thought of myself as as a sex panther.
Well,
I'm going to drop this conversation because that sucks.
Shaved ape.
You're more like one of those.
Alani says, "What animals would we be?" That's a fair question. DJ thinks that I am a panda.
No way. She is no way that lovable.
I'm gonna give Kaimana a giraffe. I think he's a giraffe.
He's pretty tall.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. He's a giraffe for sure.
With him.
If we were cartoon characters, if we were in the movie Zootopia, Kaimana would be a giraffe.
I feel like you're speaking me, okay?
Can I be?
What?
What would you see me?
You're appreciating me?
If we were in Zootopia, then only Todd would be able to be a rabbit because the rabbits were white people.
That's correct.
Hello, Greg, too.
Hello,
You would be half rabbit.
I'm a half breed, pal.
Well, guess what?
Rabbit. Oh,
guess which half is showing.
You've got them ears, Greg.
I want to be a penguin.
Well, I've never really thought about what kind of animal I thought kind of animal I thought I'd be, but I think panther's pretty close. So.
Oh Christ!
Yeah. Anyway.
What?
I regret asking.
Mm-hmm.
Panther.
You shouldn't have. Yeah, panther. Yeah.
Is it a shaved panther?
Format, what would you be?
I was gonna go with some kind of cat, and then Greg did what he did, and that kind of ruined the entire species for me.
In this Zootopia universe of the NERDWatch, Bronzebeard wants to know who's the sloth.
That's you, Greg.
Hey, first of all, it's not me. I said I'm a panther. All right.
They don't watch how long it takes for the show to get going, so you're clearly the sloth.
DJ says format would be a bear. In the chat, that's fair.
Too easy.
DJ says
easy.
DJ added a big cuddly bear in the chat.
Agreed.
So that's fair.
Fair.
Agreed.
I'm a Coca-Cola, one of those bears.
Mm-hmm. I think. Well, this is more appropriate for Kai. I think Kai would be a liger, just like Bronzebeard 808 said. I think liger's right up his alley. I think that's about right.
I don't know. I feel like he's a giraffe, though. He's taller than us. I've seen him eat leaves off a tree once. He's definitely a giraffe.
That's fair. Anyway, listen, let's get back to the point, dang it. Alika, thank you for chiming in. Todd, I know you don't watch television. You've been reading books lately, and that's just boring. So I'm just going to skip you.
I finally watched the sequel to Borat.
The Amazon Prime movie, yes.
Yeah, and that I liked it better than the original one.
Greg, you just said that like you're shilling for Amazon.
But
who cares?
The wife hated it, and then I watched Yes God Yes.
What's Yes God Yes?
That's what's happening below the frame of Todd's video.
Is that on Pornhub?
No, it's a movie about a girl that goes to a Christian school who's dealing with her. I don't want to say sexuality because that's not the right word.
Gender identity.
Oh, she's maturing sexually. So yeah, was it good?
How's that
Todd?
different?
Was it good, Todd?
From the first thing you said.
Yeah, it was good. It's only an hour and 15 minutes, which I thought was a little bizarre for a sort of a feature-length movie. It was well acted, and it seemed like. I kind of thought it was going to be funnier though, so I think that maybe that threw me off a little bit. There were some funny parts, and she's going through. She sort of has a crisis of faith as she's trying to determine her religious self and resolve
spiritual. I would say more spiritual self. I think.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's very dogmatic. I mean, like because she keeps getting all of the there's all these people in her life, all these authority figures that are telling her about Christ, but not about sex. So she's trying to navigate all of that with basically like just learning about abstinence only kind of thing.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that I think that's one of the things the movie got wrong because anyway, because that's not how technically it is. But
did you watch it? It sounds like you saw it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's on Netflix. It's got the girl that plays Nancy from Stranger Things is the lead actress, and I think she does a great job. But it just she's dealing with all of this hypocrisy in her life, and I think that's part of the drama of it. I wasn't expecting it. I thought it was going to be a lot funnier than that.
I wasn't a fan of it. I didn't think it was that good, and I thought that I agree with you too. Though I think it was mismarketed. It's not. Yeah, I think it was completely mismarketed. So yeah, it wasn't that great. Yeah, I'm surprised. Well, Todd, I'm very proud of you. You watched a movie this week. Unbelievable. I'm assuming that's the only movie you watched.
Well, yeah, between the Borat and the Yes God Yes, and then the other things that I watched was the Letterman interviews that are on Netflix. Those are really interesting.
I heard those are interesting. I heard those are good. I haven't watched any of them yet.
They're not. It's not a typical Letterman interview.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, so you format knows. They're pretty good. They're you see a little bit beyond the persona of these celebrities, and you get to they ask pretty like they ask about people's religion, they ask about people's upbringing, and you get a pretty in-depth interview out of it. It's really good.
Oh, fantastic! Fantastic. I'm glad. I definitely want to see that as well. Anyway, format. What about you, sir? I mean, other than The Mandalorian, what else have you been keeping yourself busy with and watching?
Not much. I do have a few things that I just saw today, though. Thanks to my girls, they wanted to hang out and watch stuff with me, so
nice.
We cruised on the Netflix and brought up a couple of things. One being an anthology, like horror series called Goedam. It's a South Korean like horror thing.
Got it.
I've seen that. It's pretty good. I think it's
it's not bad. It's not scary per se. I was expecting it to be scary, especially anything out of Korea. It tends to be like amped up to the nth degree.
Yeah.
Right.
But it wasn't very scary. But it's the theme for the show is urban legends. So that was kind of neat to discover some of the South Korean urban legends. And how a lot of them apparently happen at schools. I don't know. I was like, damn, this school is messed up.
Wow. Can I ask about a show that you've been posting about? There's this show that you've been posting about, Format, that it's called Auntie Donna's. What is that?
Auntie Donna. That show is so awesome.
What is it?
It is hilarious, but it is nonstop fun. It's a sketch show from Australia.
Okay.
So yeah, the humor is nonstop. Like it doesn't. As soon as you've absorbed what just happened, they're already into the next bit, and there's no like the bit is done and then they set for the next one. No, it goes right into a new thing while they're in the middle of the last one. It's really well done. I give them credit, and they've got a lot of.
It's Auntie Donna's Big Old House of Fun, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that.
And I heard it's definitely mature, is what I've for what I understand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
But it's very good, and it's well written. There's a lot of guest stars. Christy Shaw she guest stars as the voice of a dishwasher.
Kirsten Shaw, really? Wow.
Yeah. And then there's Ed Helms is in it. I think it's only 3 guys in this comedy troupe, but it's littered with cameos, like a whole bunch of different cameos, and it's really, really well done. I really enjoyed it.
It's under the Netflix banner. They say I guess it's a Netflix original series. Is that right?
Yeah, originally it was a comedy show, like a YouTube channel, based out of Australia. Yeah, they got. I don't know if Netflix approached them or if they pitched to Netflix. I'm not exactly sure how that works because Netflix seems to greenlight everything. But they.
Kirsten, the chance is Australia doesn't exist. Australia doesn't exist. Wake up, sheeple. That's what she said. Well, if Australia doesn't exist, where does this show come from, Kirsten? Answer that question. All right.
It's done on a sound stage where they did the moon landing.
Got it. Fair enough.
But no. It's really good. It's good. It's fast. It's the comedy is constant, but it's definitely mature for sure.
Gotcha. So did you and the last question I want to ask you, did you finally get to finish Queen's Gambit? Is that done for you now?
I did, yes. And it ended pretty much how I thought it would. So I'm okay if they don't renew it, but rumor has it that they've got another season coming. So
gotcha.
That's crazy.
Gotcha.
Because it's it's just the book. Like it, I think that they did the whole book.
Right.
In the first season. So.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm glad.
So it should be interesting. But yeah, I enjoyed it. So.
Sweet.
And finally,
yes.
An anime called Great Pretender on Netflix.
What's it called again? Great what?
Great Pretender.
Oh, Great Pretender?
What the hell is that sound?
That's
no Todd sharpening. I was like, what is that? My hearing is going. Great Pretender. It's about a con man who cons a guy who's a better con man, who brings him into his little group of con men and con ladies, and they go and they pretty much Robin Hood evil people, take their money and give it to more
there's a new season coming out
types.
November 25th, I heard already.
Yeah, there's actually a third season that's in Japan, but Netflix could only get their hands on the 2.
All right,
and they're staggering the release.
When it comes to anime, my question always is, will I like it?
Did you like Cowboy Bebop?
Yes, of course.
Okay, then yeah, you'll like it. There's a lot of Cowboy Bebop flavor in this.
Nice. Okay, I'm in. All right, I'll check it out then. I will check it out. Great Pretender, currently on Netflix. I tell you, for as much as everybody says there's nothing to watch on Netflix, I hear a lot of people say that. There's just a ton of crap to watch on Netflix, and I just don't understand where everybody keeps saying there's nothing to watch.
And Todd just keeps pushing his books. Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
You guys.
According to Kirsten, she wants to round out her Australia thought. She said the signs were there the whole time. In what country is the only thing more poisonous than the snakes? The spiders. How do we ever believe that kangaroos were a thing? I think kangaroos are still real.
Let me answer the kangaroo thing for her.
All right.
I know what happened with kangaroos is what they did is they took a bunch of rescue dogs and they sawed the chihuahuas in half and they used that for the upper body, and then they took a bunch of Rottweilers and used that for the bottom half. So that's where the kangaroos come from.
Nice.
That makes sense. Where do the drop bears come from?
They take a regular bear and they punch it in the head.
Wow.
Oh, that makes sense.
That seems a little harsh.
That's why the nose is all big and swollen.
Sorry, Kirsten. I tried to back you up on this one, but they've got answers for everything.
Alani definitely says OMG, so that's pretty funny. And then DJ said that he's in for the Great Pretender. He said that he likes
dude. You are going to dig it.
When I was reading Format's review of it, I was like, who doesn't love Cowboy Bebop? There's nobody who doesn't like that show, so it's like, sign me up. So unfortunately, I don't have Netflix right now, so I gotta sign myself back up.
Well, Alika, whatever you do, do not answer this question that I'm about to put up, but it's by Kirsten, because this takes us off topic. But sometime down the road, Kirsten would like to know where babies come from. Okay.
Didn't you just hear him? He said he grabs a bear and he punches it in the face. And
and then I take 2 dogs of different sizes and I cut them both in half.
Got it. Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Got it.
It's not fair. It's bear.
It's there. It's bear.
It's bear. That's bear.
That's bear.
Mr. Kai, Kai, the space guy. Question for you. What if anything you've been watching lately that you enjoyed?
Actually, yeah. I found out that Shout Factory has the first has the complete series of the original Kamen Rider on it. So I've been watching that.
Oh wow!
Woo!
Yeah, so I still got a far ways to go, but then I've been enjoying watching some old tokusatsu series.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think I'm on episode 26 of the series, and then what I'm looking at right now, I still got a long way to go to finish it up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm with you, man. I'll back you on that one.
Yeah, I'm a Kamen Rider guy. So.
Yeah. Do you have any updates on the new Kamen Rider format? Is that still going on?
I do. It's not great.
Which one we're on now?
It's a fantasy series.
Is this season different from, because you were watching a season that was actually really good at the old shop in 2019? Is that a separate?
Yeah,
that was Zero, right?
That's a new show. That was Kamen Rider 001.
Wow.
So what's the new one?
They are in now Kamen Rider Saber. And unfortunately, Kamen Rider Saber is. I'm hoping that because some Kamen Rider shows, like, it takes a while before it like really grabs at you.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that that's all this is looking for is that hump to hit, and then they find their stride. But right now it's so bad.
Wow, that bad, huh? Jeesh, that sucks.
Remember the beginning of Fours? It's like that.
Wow.
And then the middle drive, it's like that.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I'm waiting for them to get over that hump and just be like, yeah, it's amazing.
Wow.
I don't think anyone else gets the format.
I think
that's why.
I think Ganon left, by the way. I think he
did.
He hasn't been in here in a while.
Right.
He's like, Tokusatsu, I'm out.
I'm out. Tokusatsu,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Besides
Anyway, what else?
No. Besides that, it's just been reading, watching anime. I've actually started collecting most of my One Piece Saga series, so I've been collecting out that.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't bore
Hey,
me with
Where
One
the
Piece.
House Husband is coming to Netflix. I don't know if we covered that or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
That's
Since
be
we're
awesome.
let's move on to, because since you were talking about it, Kai, what is it that we should play this week? What to play?
If you are one of the lucky ones who got a PS5 and it did not turn into a brick, well, maybe you're a lucky person. There is Godfall that just came out today. Other than that, for those
I'm telling you something, that's getting bad reviews right now. Godfall is getting terrible reviews, even from regular Joe Schmoes. Not just reviews, just they're getting bad reviews from people that are buying the game.
Yeah.
So
but if you don't want to play it, there's the new Spider-Man game that came out last week with Miles Morales.
Yeah, the Miles Morales. That game looks awesome.
So far, I heard it's very clean on the new PS5. Again,
can I tell you something? There's only one game I want to play on the PS5 right now. Miles Morales, sure, but I am all in
NBA
on
2K.
No, I'm all in for Demon's Souls.
Oh, okay,
Demon's
gotcha.
Souls.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what I want to play.
I saw screenshots of the PS5 version of the Miles Morales thing, and the fidelity is so crazy high. Like, you can see fingerprints on the headphones.
Yeah.
What? That's nuts.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Bronze Beard 808 says, I missed it here. He said Godfall is too shallow. I guess he's playing it. It right now. So
I thought he was going boo.
No, he was going boo because he didn't like it.
Okay.
So I know that PS5 has been having a lot more issues on launch as opposed to the Xbox Series X. I should be getting my Xbox Series X anytime.
Well, don't vape in it.
Bronzebeard 808 says that PS5's Demon's Souls is the standout for sure. So I'm very excited for Demon's Souls.
That's definitely a console like seller.
I have such good memories of Demon Souls. That's why I have such good memories of Demon Souls. So,
because your soul is demonic.
No, I see. Got it. Fair enough.
Let me ask you this: did you ever finish it,
dude? Heck no,
not.
No way, man. That game was hard, man.
He's still 5 hours into the menu.
Yeah, I've only looked at the menu for like 5 hours. So yeah, frick.
Well, if you don't want to play any of those, there's also Valhalla.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm playing it as we speak. What do you think? I gave you my impressions of it. I think I don't know. It's taken a while for it to take off, but I don't know. I'm liking it so far. I don't like the controls. I don't like I don't like the standard controls. I had to switch them.
Yeah.
I didn't like them at all.
But it's still something fun to play right now. Because right now we are still kind of, dry spell. No one's got their...
How is the the story for
I'm interested.
Valhalla?
I'm interested enough to see where this is going to go, because so far...
But is it one of those, if you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, you'll pick it up and be drawn into it? Or is it one of those, you got to be into Vikings to kind of...
No, I hit
it off with you.
This is more, I feel like it's for the people who love Assassin's Creed and stuff.
It does. Okay. There is a lot of Viking lore in it for sure.
Yes.
But I will say this:
that's to be expected. But I mean, the Ezio stuff. You didn't have to be Italian to dig that. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. And I think that the thing about this Assassin's Creed is that you don't really have to dig Vikings either. I don't think that much. But Bronzebeard brings up the biggest thing about it, and I brought it up last week when I talked about it, is that this is the first Assassin's Creed that is super buggy. They have got to patch this thing really bad. I mean,
that can't be right. It can't be the first.
No, well, this one is really, this one's really bad. I mean, it's not as bad as Unity, but this one's really bad. So, I mean, Unity was awful.
Unity was terrible.
Assassin's Creed Unity was awful. I agree.
Yeah. Characters were missing faces.
Yeah, this one is missing. This one, the audio drops out during cutscenes. The dialogue just kind of drops out. That's called
drama.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is? Fair.
Yeah.
It doesn't. There's just some very buggy aspects to the game at this point. Not a fan of it. I hope they fix it very soon. So,
no, man. Working as intended. It's working as intended.
It's coming down the pipeline very soon.
Yeah.
For them to patch it up.
Yeah.
But other than that, I want to see where this takes it.
That's why I don't play Ubisoft games on day one.
That's always a good idea. Yeah, that's always a good idea. I
4 days later, okay.
I wish I could be you about that. So, Assassin's Creed is probably Assassin's Creed, and of course, this.
I gotta know. I can't. I've been trying to hold off, but I just gotta know. Are there towers in Valhalla?
No, there's mountains.
Are you diving off of mountains?
No, actually, you're not. That's the thing. Is that the leap of faith? I haven't. If the leap of faith is there, I haven't found it yet. There's no leap of faith.
Okay, good. Thank goodness. Oh my God.
So anyway,
I was like, they found a way to work it into these guys now. Now Vikings leap off of towers.
No, they're not leaping off of towers at all. They're leaping off.
There is some climbing.
There's climbing for sure, which I think is a little clunky. It's definitely clunky this time around. That. So,
yeah.
This week we also got last Friday. We got the new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War finally came out. And
the Ronald Reagan game.
So far, so good. It's a fun. It's definitely fun. But I don't see myself.
We lost Todd.
Todd,
you don't see yourself winning.
Yeah, I don't see myself. I don't see myself playing it like I thought I would.
Victory or whatever it is.
No. Yeah. Kirsten in the chat said it's weird. I've heard people say I'm not a fan of it. I hope they fix it soon about me, which is very true. A lot of people say that. They hope I get.
You're getting fixed.
Well. Yeah, I'm getting fixed. Yeah,
it's about time, man.
They're tying my tubes.
It's about time.
Oh, is that
I hope so. I hope you don't reproduce.
Is that the right nomenclature? Tying my tubes? No, it's not for men. I think it's snipping. I don't know what it. Anyway, listen. Anyway, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War is currently out. That's the brand new game. Just to let you know, this is the last big game until December 10th, when we finally get
Ratchet and Clank.
No.
Oh.
Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, that's true. But then we also get Hyrule Warriors coming out soon.
Hyrule Warriors is coming out on the. It's very much like a Dynasty Warriors on the Switch, and that is a Zelda game. So I'm sure that Alika is going to want to play that. So that'll be cool for him.
That one's an established hit, though.
Yeah, that is.
What game's an established hit?
Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors.
I didn't. but I'm not into the Dynasty Warriors. My younger brother Richard was a Dynasty Warriors fan.
You don't have to be. All you have to be is a fan of the Legend of Zelda world and like to beat up millions of things on the screen at once.
I don't like to beat up millions of things on the screen, though.
But it's essentially God mode. They flood the screen with enemies, and you just keep slapping the same button.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched Dynasty Warriors
racking up points.
And there wasn't much appealing about it to me. I liked watching it. I liked watching my brother play it, but I don't think I'd have fun playing that. If you want to talk about a Zelda game that is worth playing that's not in the regular universe, is Dance of the Necromancer, right? Is that the name of the musical based Zelda?
Yes, Dance of the Necromancer. You're right. Yes.
Right. That one was pretty good.
Gannon is in the chat. He said his audio dropped out, but Gannon wanted to tell you that Miles Morales on I don't know if he's playing on the PS4 or the 5. I'm assuming the 5.
The 4. No, he doesn't have the 5.
He's playing the 4.
Oh, he does.
Yeah, he's playing on the 4.
Oh, sorry, Gannon. Apparently, I think too highly of you. Miles Morales is pretty good. So, yeah.
Bronzebeard.
It's amazing.
Bronzebeard 808 says Monster Hunter Rise for the Switch is also coming out. So that'll be good. I mean, everybody likes Monster Hunter, I think. So,
and you should highlight his other one before that.
Listen, this Alika, this one's for you. I'm not going to read it. It's from Kirsten, just to let you know. So I'm not going to read that. So yeah. So there you go. Anyway,
you would think I would enjoy that game.
Yeah, for sure. Figured you would. Yeah, but anyway,
you missed one. We forgot about Shadowlands coming up too.
Yes. The new World of Warcraft Shadowlands, Bronzebeard 808 brought it up again. World of Warcraft Shadowlands is the newest expansion from Activision Blizzard. So they've been touting it, and I don't know. I've seen the previews for it, the trailers. I've seen some gameplay on it. It's not calling me back, so I don't know.
The first thing you need to ask is formats.
Yeah. Well, Format hasn't played in a while, I don't think.
That game is always calling me back, but I've been fighting to keep standing. Yeah, Shadowlands. Even though I haven't played WoW forever, I do keep track of the news. I do listen to and read the patch notes every release. Mm-hmm. And there's just so much that's going on at Blizz that really kind of hurts to see. And it all stems from them being bought out by Activision.
Yeah.
They're trying to I guess regain some traction with the fans, and they've already pushed back Shadowlands once as a kind of nod to the players, saying that we'll release it when it's ready, but I think even now might be too soon. But that's what patches are for. So
Format Bronzebeard 808 said you come back to the dark side. So
I would if I could, man. I would if I could. If Blizz went free to play, I would be on that thing every day. But that is not the case, and I am broke. So that.
Big shout out to Jennifer who just joined us in the chat as well. Now, what's interesting is that the With that being said, I think what's funny about the Activision has so many. I think that's why Activision Blizzard decided to put out World of Warcraft Classic. I think they wanted to. Whoa, everybody all right? Holy cow!
Sharpener again.
Todd Sharpener. Good God.
That's Todd violating a droid.
I guess so. Jennifer in the chat says Diablo 4 ever going to happen. I tell you what, Jennifer.
No.
In my
you don't
opinion,
have a phone?
We don't. Yeah. Don't you guys have phones? Oh my gosh, that was the most insulting things to anybody that's a Diablo fan ever. I tell you what, Diablo 4 is coming out. I just don't know where it is on their schedule. I think that we're going to see Diablo Immortal first, and I think that we're going to have to get over the fact that we're going to be playing Diablo 4 on mobile. I'm not, but you guys are, because I'm not touching that game. Yeah, I'm not touching that game. I'll play Diablo 4 for sure.
Because you don't know how phones work.
Yeah, I don't know how phones work. I don't know. Can you imagine playing Diablo on a phone? Dude, no way, man. No way. I ain't doing that. Anyway.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, like, I couldn't picture playing it on console, but the Diablo 3 port is actually really good on the PS4.
I will tell you this. I played both Diablo 3 on PC and the console, and I prefer the console.
Same.
So yeah,
the user interface is crazy intuitive. It's really a lot better than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah, I completely agree with you. Even Bronzebeard 808 says it was very, very smooth, and I completely agree. Jennifer is not happy about the Diablo 4 news. I don't know. I don't know after the whole Diablo Immortal backlash.
But you've got phones, Jennifer. Like fancy phones with touch screens that fold in half.
Yeah, maybe on Switch, but not. Yeah, Jennifer, you know what? I'm with you on that. Maybe not on mobile, but on Switch, maybe. I will say this: if you are looking for something that is Diablo-esque on Switch, there is a great game that I will highly recommend to Jennifer if she's got her Switch. There's a great game by the guys who did Bastion and Pyre and Transistor. It's called Hades.
Yes. Hades is awesome.
Hades is fantastic. It's $20. It's exclusively on PC and Switch. And I'm telling you what, if you want something that's Diablo-esque, that's the game. Hades is fantastic. So
what did you tell me?
I'm gonna tell you. I tell you what, it's just great. You have to try.
Tell me what?
That it's a great game. So check it out. Anyway,
what?
Moving on. Before we get out of here, of course,
in the butt?
It is time to find out what is new on Blu-ray this week. Let's find out, shall we? Let's find out what's new this week on Blue. I'm showing it to everybody right now. First of all, coming out on Blu-ray today, and new release Tuesday, Twins is on Blu-ray today, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and, of course, Danny DeVito. Also on Blu-ray today is a great movie by Jim Jarmusch, starring Forrest Whitaker, called Ghost Dog: The Way of the Samurai. Great movie.
Ghost Dog.
Never seen it, yeah, that's fantastic. Also on Blu-ray and it's the 4K limited edition. Resident Evil Complete Collection is out on Blu-ray and Blu-ray 4K today as well. So make sure you guys check that out as well. Also on Blu-ray today, you can check out a great film from the 1970s, a sci-fi film called Silent Running, starring Bruce Dern. Very good movie.
Silent Running. Yep, about the Jamaican bobsled team from outer space.
Not even close. Also on Blu-ray today, if you're a fan, It's a Wonderful Life is available in 4K. If you're going to get ready for Christmas, so you're going to want to check that out as well. So make sure you guys check that out. Also on Blu-ray today is season 3 of Westworld. That is out on Blu-ray today as well. And a couple more.
Season 3, you said? Awesome.
Season 3. A couple other big ones. If you're into Pokemon Mewtwo Strikes Back is out on Blu-ray today as well.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, that's out on Blu-ray. And also out on Blu-ray today are a couple of new movies that were in theaters this year, ironically enough, even during the pandemic. The new film from Russell Crowe called Unhinged is out on Blu-ray. It's that road rage movie. That's in 4K. I think it's in it's Blu-ray. And then, of course, the big one that came out today is finally out on video. It is the 4K version of Marvel's The New Mutants. Is out on Blu-ray today and digital.
Out. It's finally out.
Yep, finally.
So people can take it home and be disappointed.
I tell you what, it's getting some rave reviews at this point. So I have to tell you, I'm shocked. I think the reviews have been.
People are looking at it like what was it, like Bloodshot? Because I know theater wise, people panned it, but once they got it home, they were big fans.
Yeah. Stanley K. Emsley says, yeah, he's surprised that New Mutants came out on DVD already. And no, you don't be surprised. They said it was coming out in November, and this was the date. So, and Jennifer said, getting back to what we're talking about games, Hades, Jennifer, that is it. It's Hades.
Hades, yes.
Check it out. You will really like it. It's so much fun. I am thoroughly enjoying it, and I love going back to it. So, and it's definitely replayable.
Yeah. And he hasn't gotten out of the intro menu. So
yeah, I haven't even got out of the start menu yet. Yeah, so it's fantastic. Anyway, guys, guess what? It's time for us to get the hell out of here. It's already 9:36. 9:36 already.
We still got some time to
go. Todd, question.
These people in chat don't want to leave.
I have questions.
Todd.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
You're
sharpening your pencil whenever one of us.
Thanks for sharpening your pencil. That makes it sound like somebody's screaming and freaking me out on the show.
I thought it was electric car.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like somebody's screaming. That's so scary.
It sounds like someone playing with a remote control car.
That is so scary. Anyway, Todd, it's always a pleasure. I can't wait till you cut your beard. I need you to shave that thing already. Okay. It has to
November is almost over, Todd.
Yeah. It's time.
Stick that in your pencil sharpener.
Yeah. See if you can sharpen that up. Bronzebeard 808 says never shave your beard. All right.
I just had a chat with the wife about the beard.
And
he didn't say which one though.
she said she liked it. And
all right, fair.
So I guess I'm keeping it.
All right, fair enough.
Maybe you should like little touch it up. You start to get some whites in there, man.
Well, I tell you
I'm not starting to. There's a lot of gray.
There's a lot of gray in there. I want to send a big shout out, of course.
It's part of her big plan. You guys are gonna go rob a bank, and then you can shave off your beard, and you look completely different.
Yeah.
No.
I want to send a big shout out, of course, to all the people that were enjoyed watching. Bronzebeard 808, Stanley, Portuguese Girl 808, Jennifer, Kirsten, who was in the chat as well, DJ Chiavikani.
All the 808s.
I just want to say thanks, guys, for showing up. I hope you enjoyed the show. A big shout out to Aaron and Daniel Plagle and anybody that I might have missed. You're good friends, Todd. I freaking love comics, so thank you to them as well. Of course, we will. Any questions, comments, we always take. Follow us on our social medias at the very bottom of the screen there. I hope you guys are enjoying the new show the way it is. You can it's simulcast every single week on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. On Twitch. Excuse me. You can check it out on Twitch on my personal Twitch page, gmoney_808. That's gmoney_808 on Facebook.
And don't forget to check your MySpace and the Angel Fire, and also your GeoCities sites.
Just look at Facebook, look for the NERDWatch, and of course on YouTube you can look up NERDWatch Nation. That's where we're at as well. Okay, So we are out of time. So for Kai, for Gannon, for Alika, for Todd, for Format, and myself, G Money. Until next time, peace out, much love, and most assuredly, always stay nerdy. And we'll see you back here on the Nerd Watch. Aloha.